Welcome, everybody. I am here today. I'm Kathy Nelson, the CEO and founder of the Photo Managers, and I'm here with Sharon Wunder, Wunder. But you got a lot of comments about your last name in your life. Yes, Wonder Woman, yes. So this is an exciting, I'm going to read a little bit from some notes. So people, that's unusual, but I needed some help with these notes. And so this is kind of a exciting, but also very bittersweet moment that I'm going to share with you today. 3 months ago, Sharon Wunder and Allison Friedman reached out to share a project they had been working on, and they asked if they could present it to our board of advisors. I said yes, of course. So I want you to grab a tissue now as I read you the letter that was shared, that was sent to us by Sharon to the advisory board. My name is Sharon Wunder. I was introduced to the photo managers by my college bestie, Lucy Easley. She has been talking up this organization for a while, insisting that I would fit right in and enjoy it and the people. She knew I'd been craving a change for a while. I've been way too exhausted recently, schlepping my camera equipment all around the Denver trails. You see, I was a self-taught portrait photographer and an interior design consultant. I had always been taking photos, creating, and looking for a place to belong. I finally joined the photo managers in January 2021 with the excitement and dreams of grandiosity and success. That led to daily chats with Lucy, business planning ideas and certification, and getting my photo library organized, and lots of laughter. For 30 years, off and on, raising our families, Lucy had heard about my life. We shared our updates with each other, and she also knew that my youngest had just joined the National Guard, and I was grieving over my new empty nest label. She also knew that weird symptoms were starting to happen to me more often, and I was scared. But I was grateful and inspired to have this really new set of cool virtual friends that seemed to get me, and the kindness that wasn't forced. And she was right. This was refreshing and unique. Then June came, and the diagnosis arrived. Brain cancer, and not just any kind. Stage 4 incurable glioblastoma, the most aggressive incurable cancer. Yes, it was terminal, many tears and lots of fears. My empty nest career would need to be on pause during my first emergency craniotomy. I worked hard and became my own project manager for my health by creating a Wonder Woman team full of emotional, mental, and physical support. And 18 months passed. I threw a party to mark the occasion. I started to plan for the future and joined the Photo Managers Masterclass last year, planning to join Lucy in Orlando for our April conference to learn and play again together. And then the unraveling began. The MRI showed growth, and it had returned. By April, I felt I'd been finally forced into a corner with fewer options and treatments. There is no standard of care options for a second occurrence of a brain tumor. I could ask for the moon and the doctors would support my choice. However, I didn't want the moon. I wanted to have as many quality days as possible with my family and children while I'm still healthy. I'm a bit unconventional and always have been. I'm okay with this choice. It's allowed me control. So I'm choosing no more chemo, no more choices that drain my energy, no more surgeries. I know my life is fleeting fast. I feel it in my body. I understand that surgery does not stop tumor growth. I understand that doctors will do anything to try and give me more time, but I refuse to live in a hospital. I want to live out the good days I'm being offered. And I want to leave something behind for the photo managers, something with the availability to grow and bloom into something magical, something that gives back and can keep on giving. So I'm so very grateful that now I have my own legacy photo library set up for my future, for future generations to enjoy and to be able to find efficiently, to set up my celebration of life slideshow, and to help my kids remember the good times that I was there for them in their childhood. So now this leads me to today's announcement. Sharon is donating so graciously $3,000. It's a lot of money, right? To a member to attend the Photo Managers Conference in Columbus, Ohio. This will include registration, your flights, your hotel room, meals, expenses, anything that you need to make this a great event. So now the purpose of the scholarship is to reward a member of the photo managers who can demonstrate a passion for creating a legacy project for a client who has suffered a serious loss or chronic illness. The project can be in progress or it can be completed. The photo manager should be able to demonstrate a connection with the family or client as part of the project. Now, I know this is a lot to digest, and we have all of the requirements listed on the landing page that you'll be able to click to apply for the scholarship. But now I really want you to hear from Sharon. This is really important to me. So hear a little bit about her hopes and dreams for the photo managers and the importance really of legacy storytelling and why her heart is so filled with joy at one level to offer this, and then also the importance though of the legacy. So Sharon, my first question for you is, how does it feel for you to hear that story written that you wrote, shared in my words? And is there anything I missed in sharing that?
Thank you, Kathy, for that. Nice introduction. I think the first thing that flows through my mind is the story itself and all the things that I've actually gotten through. When I look back that far, like you take little baby steps and you don't think you're going to get there. And so it's this empowering feeling of, wow, I did it and I'm doing it. And then I think it's just detaching the emotion so I don't just fall, right? Yeah,
yes.
Very emotional. But if you ask what I've missed, I have a little FOMO. I wish I was a photo manager, honestly. So don't take it for granted. And I'm just excited to find out where our legacy clients are. Who are the people who are excited to share more of this and teach us some things? I think this is a niche that is priority, and I'm excited to be able to have the opportunity to do this concept.
Yeah. You know, one thing I'll say that you've really brought this to our attention in a way that we've talked a lot about legacy projects or working with clients at end of life or diagnosed with Alzheimer's or different, but your scholarship and then your vision, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, has really helped move me in many ways. And I'll talk in a minute about some steps I'm taking much quicker than I may have otherwise to make sure that we move this forward in honor of you. And really, it's an honor of your heart and things like that. So talking about death, right, can be awkward. How does one get comfortable talking about death if we are interested in sharing more of our clients' legacy stories? How do you do that with a client? What can you share from your own life experiences now, being that person? What would you share for people about that?
Well, and I think what's interesting is it probably took me 2 years to even get past the scary word. It's so taboo. It's not part of our culture, right? Just saying the word death and dying feels like, if I say that, maybe I'm not fighting hard enough. And so I had a lot of help from my Wonder Woman team, a lot of emotional, mental counselors that I think with GBM you've got to have to be able to get through the hardships and the challenges. And so somebody helped me get to the point of being able to tell my kids, I am dying. And that was, you want to make sure they're in the right timing and process of it. But I think it takes certain personality traits of a photo manager, and I'm excited to have people share what those traits are. One of them is being able to be an active listener, to have compassion, to have empathy, and to ask open questions, because not everybody might be ready, but if you can hear those traits, then you know that they're willing to have possibly the conversation. As just some boundaries and creating a safe space, which, as an interior designer, it's being able to offer warmth and safety, because if you don't feel safe, you're not going to go there. And not everybody's going to want to. Not every photo manager is going to want to. So it's that question of, right, is this for me? And am I already doing this? Because I think it's the honor of why we are photo managers is to protect our legacy. When I first got certified, I didn't think I was going to go there. I just wanted to learn how to protect things. And then suddenly I got this diagnosis. I'm like, I need to go the whole way. Is everybody going the whole way? I guess that's the first question. And then it's just practicing putting your foot in your mouth, maybe fumbling a little bit. That's what my husband says all the time. He's like, you just got to be awkward for a little bit, and then you'll have practice and it will get easier for you. And now that I'm on the other side of this time that I have precious time with, it just feels so freeing and grounding to be able to celebrate and joy and have this happen for me.
Right. Yeah. And I know we don't, right. Death is such a taboo, but it's all around us. I mean, right now people might be listening in the future, but I can't help but be just transfixed by the Maui fires, the instant life change we know still there's thousands, of people that have yet to be identified. We may never know. They just, death is there. When they woke up that morning, they never imagined, or their family members, right, that they wouldn't be there. I mean, we know that in our minds, but I think we also protect ourselves in a way from that. But that this ties so beautifully into my whole vision for starting the Photo Manager, right? Was the idea that we are a people of stories, and the way we tell our stories is through I believe, since since the camera was invented, is visually through photos, videos. And I also like to say now, keepsake items that we care about. I mean, all of those little pieces are what we hold on to say that I was here, I lived, I loved, I laughed, I cried, I lost jobs, maybe you got divorced, maybe you had lost. I mean, it's not always like all roses by any stretch, but it is a life. And that's what we're saying. A life has value, and your life has value. And that's what we want.
We're all going to die. We're all going to end up there. It's the stages of our life. So this death doula movement is an amazing connection of teaching us that it's okay. And I really like that concept. Lucy's the one that introduced me to the death doula. She's always in the right place at the right time.
The death, what's that?
Death doula movement. Lucy is the one who had originally told me about the definition of death phase, and so interesting. Yeah. So she's always in the right place at the right time.
And people will meet Lucy, and she's a certified member in Florida. And I also think, as we're moving more and more, as our population, so many baby boomers are coming into I always feel like the baby boomers kind of set the way. And I think as baby boomers, we know that people writing their memoirs, genealogy, looking for our past, and all of that is just a growing interest in the world. And I think it's being driven in some ways by that population, who are going to probably, that's the generation that got us talking about menopause, and that's the generation that got us talking about things that we didn't, nobody ever talked about, right? And so what made you decide to donate your own money for a scholarship, and how has this process helped you and your legacy?
I love this question. To me, this is simple. My dad taught me to have the legacy scholarships and to give back. And I watched him live in life in celebration. And I was like, could I do something like that? And so I believe that if you have something that you want to change, or that you see a gap in, that you don't complain, but you walk the talk. You put your money where your mouth is. And when I was given, I don't ever win in bingo. So when I was given the scholarship award in Denver 2 years ago, I couldn't believe that I had won. It was such a gift, and I was so grateful. So when I walked in conference, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so welcome. I'm meeting people physically now. And so it was this feeling of, well, if I believe this is important to me, then I need to take what I already have and give it back and say thank you in this way. You do such a good job of promoting that there's enough for everyone. And I think that's what helps make this community so magical. And I just think that if I can do that, maybe I can stand up and show people that they can also inspire others. And what could this open up as an opportunity for other people? So I just love that concept that I'm being allowed to do that. Thank you.
Right. It's wonderful. Yes, we always say a rising tide lifts all boats, and it does in many ways, not just in how we share information, but also sharing our resources. It's new for us to have a scholarship. It's something I've always had a dream about, but I haven't really haven't implemented. I mean, we gave away, we give away a prize kind of, but never in this idea of a scholarship. So there's going to be a lot more that we're going to build from Sharon's legacy around this idea. It's called the Impact Scholarship. And you'll learn more about that in time to come, where hopefully members will be able to support further future initiatives. But for this year, right now, we're just going to make sure this happens for the Ohio Conference. So what message would you want to share with anybody listening? If you could leave us with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Well, I was thinking about that one last night, and I don't think I've finished my message. My message is my story, and I'm still working on my story. That helps me thrive and survive. And so I don't think I'll close that up for a long time. Then my advice is jump in, take a risk, don't be scared. It's worth it. It's a gift if you can get there and connect with the traits of a legacy manager and help them get to the protection part. It is so wonderful to be on that side. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sharon, for your generosity, your courage, your kindness. The scholarship, like I said, is just the beginning of many conversations that we'll be having now at the Photo Managers to continue your vision. We are committed now to creating something called probably the Legacy Advocate certification, similar to what we've done with the Privacy Advocate. We're not sure if the language we'll use, but the idea and some ideas that we're considering is hiring educators on this topic to how to have these kind of conversations, so that we're getting training from the experts. I'd also encourage me to reach out to the Association of Death Doulas. I have an appointment with them at the end of, I think in September. And because, and the woman that runs that right away wrote back and said, oh my gosh, I've been a photo editor for 20 years. Of course, there's a natural fit with photos and stories and death doulas. So already there's going to be some connection there. It's been in the back of my mind, but I needed Sharon's kind of movement to move me forward. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the day-to-day business of what we do. And so, like I mentioned, we hope to fund this into the future. We're looking at how to set up a nonprofit arm. But for now, you can apply at the link below and that we have here. And we'll be really excited to welcome our first award recipient this September. And so you'll see the process, the steps that you take to apply. And again, like Sharon mentioned too, it may not be for everybody, but if this is a passion and an area that you're interested in working in, or if you've already, you don't have to be in the middle of a project. If you have a past project, you'll see that you're able to also apply, because we realize this is kind of coming up quickly, and we're really just excited to make sure that we get this into the world. So Sharon, any final thoughts?
No, I just want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to try this out. I have no idea where it's going to go, but I just love that my light gets to shine for a little longer and I get to still connect with the photo managers. I'm an amazing, magical community.
Yes, we are honored as well. Thank you. Many blessings.
Thank you.